Most people think blood flow problems after 60 are just part of aging, something you can't fix. But the truth is, what you eat just before bed may be silently disrupting your circulation more than your age ever could. And I'm not talking about greasy fast food or soda. I'm talking about common, everyday evening habits that seem harmless until they slowly start robbing your body of warmth, energy, and confidence. Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Tate, and after 2 decades working with men and women in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I've seen one simple truth over and over again. If you want to feel alive, clear-headed, and confident, not just in your body, but in your relationship, then circulation is everything. And the foods you eat during those last few hours before bed, they can either rebuild your vascular health or quietly break it down. Now let me be clear, this has nothing to do with extreme diets or exotic supplements. You won't need to shop at specialty stores or spend hundreds on pills. Everything I'll share today can be found in your local grocery store. And when used the right way at the right time, especially before sleep, these foods support your blood vessels, increase nitric oxide, and bring warmth and energy back to the parts of your body that matter most. I've worked with retirees, veterans, widowers, couples trying to reignite intimacy in their golden years. And the pattern I keep seeing is simple. When we clean up the last meal of the day and replace it with foods that work with your body's natural nighttime repair systems, everything starts to shift. Mornings feel lighter, legs less heavy. That spark returns. So let's start building your new nighttime circulation routine with the first food I recommend to almost every single one of my patients. Circulation food number 1, Tart Cherries. Tart Cherries, especially the Montmorency variety, are one of the most effective nighttime circulation boosters I've ever come across. And no, they're not just for pie. These sour little fruits are packed with anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds that reduce inflammation and increase nitric oxide production. The very molecule your body needs to widen and relax blood vessels. Let me tell you about David. He's 69, a retired mail carrier from Utah. For years, he struggled with cold feet at night, cramping in his calves, and a deep fatigue that seemed to follow him everywhere. He'd tried circulation pills, heating pads, and even prescription meds, but nothing helped long-term. One night in my office, I asked him a simple question. What do you eat before bed? His answer? A peanut butter sandwich and milk, every night for 10 years. We made one change. I had him swap that snack for a small bowl of Tart Cherries or an 8-ounce glass of Tart Cherry juice about 2 hours before bed. Within 10 days, the nighttime cramping eased. His sleep improved. His morning energy returned. Why? Because Tart Cherries are more than antioxidants. They also contain natural melatonin, which supports better sleep cycles, and their anti-inflammatory properties help relax blood vessels while your body is in rest and repair mode. That's a powerful combo. Think of Tart Cherries as the gentle opening act to a smoother, healthier vascular system. You don't need a lot. Around half a cup of fresh or frozen Tart Cherries, or 8 ounces of 100% Tart Cherry juice, about 90 minutes to 2 hours before bedtime. Just make sure it's unsweetened and not from concentrate. If you're diabetic or watching sugar, stick with the fruit itself. And avoid mixing it with dairy, which can block some of the absorption. Circulation food number 2, beets. Next up, beets. Yes, those earthy red roots your grandmother may have served at Sunday dinners. But don't underestimate them. Beets contain high levels of nitrates, natural compounds that convert into nitric oxide inside your body. That means improved blood vessel flexibility and stronger, smoother blood flow, especially where it counts. I worked with Sylvia, 66, a recently retired schoolteacher who came to me complaining about brain fog, low stamina, and numbness in her hands and feet. Her doctor chalked it up to age. But I dug deeper. I asked her about what she was eating in the evenings. Turns out she was eating low-fat meals with lots of carbs, white rice, pasta, and toast. So we made a simple shift. 3 nights a week, she added half a cup of roasted beets to her dinner. Within 2 weeks, she reported sharper mornings, more warmth in her hands and feet, and better endurance during her daily walks. Beets are especially powerful when eaten with a little healthy fat, like olive oil, to boost absorption. And the best time to eat them? Evening. That's when your body needs nitric oxide to relax blood vessels, slow your heart rate, and enhance overnight oxygen delivery. It's like feeding your heart and arteries while you sleep. Roast or steam 1 small to medium beet, drizzle with olive oil, and eat it with dinner, ideally 2 to 3 hours before sleep. You can also juice raw beets or buy pre-cooked vacuum-packed options. If you're on blood pressure meds, watch your numbers. Beets can enhance the effect naturally. Circulation food number 3, dark leafy greens, spinach or arugula. Most people think of greens as boring, but when it comes to circulation, they're absolute powerhouses, especially at night. Leafy greens like spinach and arugula are packed with nitrates, magnesium, and vitamin K, nutrients that support healthy arteries and reduce blood pressure. Let me tell you about Richard, 72, a widower who came to see me after months of slowing down. His words, not mine. He couldn't walk far without getting winded. He felt disconnected. We didn't add pills. We didn't overhaul his routine. We just asked him to add a handful of spinach to his dinner plate every night. Sautéed in garlic and olive oil, that was it. Within a month, his stamina returned. His circulation markers improved. He told me, "I feel like I've got my legs back." Circulation food number 4, dark chocolate, cacao-rich. Yes, you heard that right, chocolate. But not the sugary kind from the candy aisle. I'm talking about dark chocolate that contains at least 70% cacao. Why? Because cacao is loaded with flavonols, plant-based compounds that relax blood vessels and increase nitric oxide levels. That means more oxygen-rich blood flowing smoothly throughout your body, especially in areas that matter for connection and confidence. I had a patient named Joe, 75, who'd given up on feeling energetic. His doctor had him on multiple medications. He'd lost interest in intimacy, and he'd accepted fatigue as a new normal. But we discovered he had virtually no flavonols in his diet. No greens, no berries, no cacao. So, we started with one small square of 85% dark chocolate after dinner, 3 to 4 nights a week. Within 3 weeks, he reported better mood, fewer nighttime wake-ups, and a renewed interest in his evening routine with his partner. That's no coincidence. Studies show that the flavonols in cacao improve endothelial function, the very inner lining of your arteries. When that lining is strong, your arteries stay relaxed and blood flows better. It's not about candy. It's about targeting the root of age-related circulation issues with natural food chemistry. Stick to one small square, about 1/2 ounce, of 70% to 90% dark chocolate after dinner. Let it melt in your mouth slowly to promote digestion and maximize absorption. Avoid chocolates with added sugars or milk solids. And if you're caffeine sensitive, have it no later than 2 hours before bed. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: your habits between dinner and bedtime. Because here's the truth. Even the best foods can't overcome poor nighttime routines. If you eat circulation-boosting foods, but then slump into the couch for 4 hours of screen time, you're working against your own body. Here's what I tell my patients. After your evening meal, give your body gentle movement. A 10 to 15-minute walk, even around your home, helps blood flow to your extremities. It aids digestion and improves nitric oxide levels. This isn't about burning calories. It's about signaling your body to stay flexible and oxygenated. And don't overlook hydration. A small glass of warm water with lemon after dinner can support circulation by thinning the blood just enough to move freely, especially at night when dehydration can sneak in. Martha, age 70, shared something simple but profound. She said, "The walk I take between dinner and my tea is what brings me back into my body." That's what we're aiming for, rituals that connect you, gently and consistently, to your own healing. Circulation food number 5, pomegranate seeds or juice. If there's one food that combines sweetness, power, and vascular protection, it's pomegranate. This ancient fruit is packed with polyphenol, especially punicalagins, that actively reduce oxidative stress, lower blood pressure, and help rebuild nitric oxide reserves. And it works especially well in older adults. Pomegranate juice has been shown in studies to reduce arterial plaque buildup and improve blood flow in the carotid artery, the major pipeline to your brain. But what many people don't realize is how well it works at night. Just a small amount, taken before bed, can promote smoother, uninterrupted circulation throughout your body. Derek, 68, began drinking a few ounces of pomegranate juice before bed. He was skeptical at first, but he committed to the routine. Within 10 days, he noticed his legs no longer felt like sandbags in the morning. By week 3, his partner mentioned he seemed more upbeat and engaged. That's the power of nighttime vascular support. Try 1/4 to half a cup of 100% pomegranate juice about 90 minutes before bed, or a small handful of fresh pomegranate seeds with dinner. Always choose unsweetened juice. And avoid mixing with dairy products. Some proteins may reduce the bioavailability of polyphenol. Let's pause and talk about something rarely mentioned: temperature. As we age, the ability to regulate internal temperature and blood flow can weaken. This shows up as cold hands and feet, nighttime shivers, or even poor sleep. That's why warming foods matter so much. Foods like ginger, turmeric, garlic, and even cinnamon not only reduce inflammation, but also increase peripheral blood flow, bringing warmth to the outer edges of your body. And this warmth matters. It helps your muscles relax, improves oxygen delivery, and supports deeper, more restorative sleep. A patient named Neil, age 71, struggled with icy feet that woke him up at 3 a.m. We added ginger tea to his evening routine and a sprinkle of cinnamon on his dinner yams. Within 2 weeks, the nighttime chill was gone. He called it an internal blanket. That's what proper circulation does. It brings your body's warmth back from the inside out. So far, we've talked about tart cherries, beets, dark leafy greens, cacao-rich dark chocolate, and pomegranate. Each one works in a different way, yet all lead to the same goal: better circulation during sleep and stronger energy when you wake. These aren't trends. They're time-tested strategies grounded in both modern research and clinical experience. Circulation food number 6, garlic cooked or aged. Let's dive into one of the most medicinal kitchen staples out there, garlic. But not just any garlic. I'm talking about gently cooked garlic or aged garlic extract. Both forms are known to widen blood vessels, reduce arterial stiffness, and thin the blood slightly, allowing it to move more easily throughout the body, including your lower half. The magic compound in garlic is allicin, which activates once garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed. But here's the catch: most people overcook it or eat it raw in ways that upset the stomach. That's why I recommend lightly sautéing garlic in olive oil or using aged garlic extract capsules if digestion is sensitive. One of my longtime patients, Harold, age 73, used to feel tightness in his chest when climbing stairs. We started him on a routine of cooked garlic 3 nights a week, added to his dinner. That's it. Just 3 cloves sautéed with veggies or fish. Within a month, his blood pressure dropped 8 points, and his circulation tests improved. More importantly, he said, "My body just feels looser, like something finally opened up." Chop or crush 1 to 2 cloves of fresh garlic. Let it sit for 10 minutes, then sauté it lightly in olive oil. Add to cooked veggies, whole grains, or fish. If you prefer aged garlic supplements, choose one standardized for S-allylcysteine and follow your doctor's guidance. Now, here's a tip that doesn't involve food, but can amplify everything we've talked about: elevating your legs. Just 10 to 15 minutes of lying on your back with your legs elevated above your heart in the evening can dramatically improve venous return, bringing pooled blood from your legs back toward your heart. Why does that matter? Because many seniors experience sluggish blood flow due to gravity working against them all day. Elevating the legs reverses that trend, giving your veins a break and improving circulation, especially to the pelvic region. My patient Marie, 67, began doing this before bed while listening to music. After 2 weeks, her restless legs eased. She slept deeper, and she said her energy in the morning felt more collected, like her body wasn't fighting itself anymore. Circulation food number 7, kiwi fruit. Let me introduce one last surprising hero, kiwi. This fuzzy green fruit is more than just tangy. It's a circulation-boosting powerhouse rich in vitamin C, potassium, and serotonin precursors that help relax blood vessels and improve sleep quality at the same time. Vitamin C helps protect nitric oxide from being broken down too quickly in the bloodstream. That's critical because nitric oxide is what keeps your arteries flexible and open. Plus, kiwi's high potassium content helps lower sodium-induced tension in blood vessels. And as a bonus, kiwi may help prevent nighttime leg cramps thanks to its magnesium content. Ron, 70, added 1 kiwi to his nighttime snack 4 nights a week. He reported better sleep, fewer bathroom trips at night, and warmer feet. His words: "I didn't expect something that small to make a difference, but I notice when I skip it. Eat 1 kiwi, preferably with the skin on. If you can tolerate it, it's rich in fiber and antioxidants, about 1 hour before bed. Pair with a handful of walnuts or a few slices of turkey for added circulation and relaxation support." Let's quickly recap your ideal nighttime circulation toolkit. 2 to 3 hours before bed. A warm dinner with cooked tomatoes, leafy greens, beets, garlic, or salmon. Add olive oil for better absorption. 90 minutes before bed. A small bowl of Tart Cherries or 100% juice. Half a cup pomegranate juice or seeds. 1 Kiwi Fruit. 60 minutes before bed. Herbal tea with ginger or turmeric. A square of dark chocolate. A handful of walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Optional but powerful. Elevate your legs for 10 to 15 minutes. Take a 10-minute walk after dinner. Each of these habits gently supports nitric oxide production, reduces inflammation, and encourages steady blood flow through your body, especially to areas that start slowing down after 60. Now, let's be honest. You're not going to be perfect. You'll forget a day. You'll travel. Life will interrupt. That's okay. What matters is your average. 5 to 6 nights per week of this nighttime circulation routine can absolutely transform your mornings, your energy, your confidence, and your private health. The men and women I work with who see the biggest improvements, they're not the ones who overhaul their entire life. They're the ones who say, I'll try one thing tonight. They stay consistent. They listen to their body. And they adjust as needed. Start with one plate, one choice, one night. You've made it this far in the video, and that says something powerful about you. It means you're ready. You're not done improving. You want more out of this stage of life, and you're willing to take small steps to get there. So here's your next step. Choose one thing. Just one. Maybe it's a warm cup of ginger tea after dinner. Maybe it's a piece of salmon with garlic and greens. Maybe it's swapping your dessert for a bowl of cherries. Whatever it is, let that be the moment you say, I'm giving my body what it needs to heal tonight. Because you're not broken. You're just undercirculated. And with the right food at the right time, you can turn that around. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. Lauren Tate. Let's keep your blood flowing, your body healing, and your confidence growing, one evening at a time.